Well, thank you so much. It's indeed an honor for me to be here with you this evening on what is, I guess, the 164th annual meeting. So a little bit even older than our business. We've been in business for about 153 years. So you guys have been around even longer than we have. And being in the township, this is a township that is near and dear to my heart, one that I was born and raised in. And Jerry told you just a moment ago, we were at high school together. And we're involved in the student government, and I think that when I talk to students today about getting engaged, I think that's one of the most important things that we can do, is talk about getting engaged to try to solve those problems. Certainly one of the messages that I bring to my scouts and to people and young people that I talk to each and every day. You can either complain about it, or you can actually get engaged and do something about it. And one of the things that certainly I wanted to talk about is to say thank you to certainly those citizens here tonight that are going to be honored. And to those citizens that aren't honored, but that give of their time, effort, and energy to help make the local government run more efficiently, and with your input. That's the way government is designed and supposed to happen. I also want to especially thank Pat and Alan, Joe and Joanne for your help and your leadership with the township over your tenure. Certainly I know at times it can be thankless, but certainly know that there are many out here that really appreciate your service and what you've done for the community. So thank you so much. Jerome asked me to come up and talk a little bit about Washington, D.C., talk a little bit about collaboration and why that's important. Let me just say, from my perspective as a small business owner, someone that is concerned about the lives of the people that I work with, and I'm in the pest control business, for the full disclosure. Most people think that's perfect for Washington, but we won't go there. But what I will say in this business is the fact that I'm concerned about the people that work with me each and every day. It's a role and responsibility I take very seriously because these are families. So, and we want to make sure that they've got upward mobility, an opportunity to put not only food on the table, but to provide an education for their children and be able to have a roof over their head and be able to do the things that are very much representative of the American dream. Now, when people take a look at our country and doing some traveling all over the world, people generally look at the United States with a great amount of envy and the freedoms that we enjoy. And one of the measures, I believe, of a country is how we can take care of those that can't take care of themselves. The social safety net, I think, is important. We want a government that is responsive. Frankly, I want one that's a smaller, more responsive government. And yet, we've gone through a couple of elections recently. We've gone through a presidential election, one that got a tremendous amount of attention and hype, $1 billion or so spent. And yet, we just went through another election recently, the local election, where we didn't have nearly as high a turnout. And I would argue that the local election that we just went through is one of the most important elections that we have. These are our neighbors. These are the people that are conducting government at the most local level, that should indeed have a great impact on what we do each and every day in our schools, in our food pantries, for social services, helping seniors right down the street, providing a place where we want to grow, where we want to raise families, and we want to grow businesses. Now, as we look at the landscape that's out there today, we've got people that are hurting. There's no question about that. We can see that in the national numbers. We can look at our unemployment rate. Our unemployment rate nationwide is 7.7%. In Illinois, it's certainly worse than that. And we see that it's gone down from where it was at 8.5, and even higher. Much of that because many have left the rolls. Many have not been able to find work and are gone, which puts pressure on our township government as well. And just to take one example, visiting food pantries. And it's happened at township after township after township. Those that were donating to these pantries before are the very same people that just a short time later are the ones standing in line to take and get food and assistance from these townships as well. So the question then becomes, how do we move forward? How do we as a nation move forward? I am a firm believer that we need to move forward based upon finding common ground. In my own business experience, it's trying to, if I'm dealing with someone, it's trying to find the area where it can be a win-win. Where, again, I'm not going to sign